Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ASUS ROG DreamLeague Season 3 here with myself, ODPixel, and of course for today the very, very special guest. You're everywhere. You're over here, you're over there. Yeah. This is actually John. He is Wagger's twin brother and he's also very good at casting. So
been waiting for this moment.
Your time to shine, John. Yeah. Anyway, second game, Burden United versus the side of Alliance. They're going to be able to get themselves the Bulldong Beastmaster and they also get themselves the Ake Dazzle rather than the Chen this game.
Yeah, seems they are opting out of the Chen here, just kind of worried, and I think it's, well, Ake plays really good on Chen, like almost every single time I see him play it, but I don't really know what happened in that game. They didn't match transition into any push with the Chen, and if you can't do that with it, then you should simply not be running it maybe. So it's good to mix up their game, going into another hero he plays really well, and they have the Beastmaster this time against the Gyrocopter first pick. So straight off the bat, they have good heroes against Burden United, but I said the same thing last game. The first two heroes don't really make up for the entire game. It just shows so much.
And interesting enough, Alliance obviously banning out the Visage. I mean, the Visage was pretty damn scary in that first game.
Oh yeah, a lot of respect over to that hero. He did a lot of the work, not just in the team fights, but more how much he took the side lanes. Because you don't risk much. Sending the birds to a side lane to split push, sure, someone ganks your birds, okay, they will probably live with one bird out of two, you know, or maybe both live. Like, it's high commitment to go there to just kill birds. And that allows you to control. If the enemy has a Beastmaster Chen lineup and they need to be pushing, then that's a good way to go about it. So we see two of the heroes that we saw in the last game as well here, picked up again by Burden United. They have the Gyrocopter and the Witch Doctor. Gonna bet out the Undying here. Kind of noteworthy that he got through all the way here, and interesting that they banned it despite having Gyrocopter themselves. Just shows how much you respect Undying's lane dominance, because if you can kill all the zombies with your flak cannon and still you respect ban it, that just means how strong he is on laning phase.
5 seconds.
Now with the ban from the side of Alliance, obviously the fact that Burden United have gone with two of the same heroes, I was going to say I'd be interested if they ban out a third one that they did last time. It's not going to be the case. They decide to ban out the AA, and I guess that does indicate that, as we kind of come to expect from Alliance, they're going to be looking for early aggression, and AA, one of those heroes, once he hits 6, pretty good at stopping a push.
Yeah, definitely is. Like, he's so good against the Dazzle as well in general, just running away. We saw some amazing AA plays yesterday, and just how big of an impact he can have in a game if it's a lot of team fights. That's what AA wants. And preferably team fights where he can be on another lane just farming for his Midas or using his Midas to farm faster. But he's gonna be removed here, so indicating that fucking Matt, he wants to go high grunts, probably in the first 30 minutes of this game, looking at Beastmaster and Dazzle, whereas Burden United are already setting up for a good high grunt defense with the Gyrocopter and Witch Doctor ulti. Witch ulti is amazing. The cast range on it just allows you to get such good position on it. And, more pushing heroes and split pushing heroes being banned out here.
They're gonna go for the PL. That's I guess we imagine it to be the Loader PL, unless you just want to swap the roles around. Obviously, last time we did see Loader in the mid lane with the sniper. But Phantom Lancer, what do you reckon about this pick?
I think Loader is going to play for sure.
Yeah.
He likes this hero as well. It's a very nice hero against Gyro in one way, because you have the extra illusions early on. They can share the rocket barrage. So it's not just that Gyrocopter kills illusions quickly and you deal with PL that way. That was the old mentality behind PL, because you had your illusions for such a long time, right? Yeah. They work differently. But these illusions, you just spawn new ones instantly anyway. You don't care if the illusions die. You don't really need heroes that kill the illusions. You need heroes that deal some damage to them so you can see the real one and kill that guy. So PL could be a nice hero here. He had some great success yesterday when played by
Vega.
Vega, exactly. And I don't know. In general, he's also a really good hero against Witch Doctor. He just, takes care of him.
I mean, PL obviously kind of one of those classic heroes that once he gets out of control, there's no stopping him. Now, Burden, they've got 3 picks to deal with him. What would you expect to see them consider now PL's being thrown into the draft?
I mean, you could still go for the Magnus if you want to. You can still have him, because you already have really good teamfight control. You could bring even more into that. The only worrisome part is that there's a Beastmaster on the side of Alliance, kind of revealing, making it very difficult to get the big RPs off. But you can still go for that, and power is not amazing on Gyro. They're gonna go for something fairly similar in its execution here with the ES. Still the same type of big ultis to bring in. The ES ulti is great against Phantom Lancer though. using all of that damage onto the actual peel, bursting.
And, you know, we've seen quite a lot of Earthshaker recently, and obviously back in 6.83, one of those supports that's it's kind of always remained fairly popular. There's always a place for an Earthshaker.
Yeah, that's really true. And his long-range disable is not to be underestimated. Like, even not just the jump, but the long range is
CMPL,
really nice.
that's a bit of a classic.
It is. CMPL is a nice classic. I like CM overall. I think she's amazing to watch in games. She gets a good ulti off. It's fun to see how a team can get forced to use a lot of their resources onto a poor Crystal Maiden, and then CM's team just tears them apart because they run out of resources. So CM, her aura is also going to function really well alongside the Dazzle, because then you have HP regen with the heal and you have the mana regen from CM, so it can be very sustainable. And,
now, we do see Alliance
fast.
sometimes like to do, of course, the dual lane in the mid lane. And we were actually mentioning earlier about back in the day with the whole CM Tiny situation. Could they maybe run the CMPL mid, depending on the pick of Bird and United for the mid laner?
For sure, like CM can always be helping out the mid lane. A lot of, because there's, you know, such a nearby big camp as well that you can just run back to and Frostbite every now and then. But you can babysit mid to a fair extent. I wouldn't say she's the best in this patch to do so, though. You kind of want something like Venomancer or Shadow Demon possibly to really zone the mid lane. DK is going to be the pick as well. I don't know if I would want to invest 2 heroes against DK, because it doesn't change that much. But
no, he's still going to be able to find something from the lane.
Yeah, DK though as a hero is very interesting in this patch. He used to be my most hated hero in Dota, like actually.
What, just to play or?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like to play and to watch, like terrible and boring hero. But he actually changed quite a bit by just the mechanical change on Breathe Fire. Gives him viability into the late game. Damage reduction is up to 35%, and the reduction duration is 8 seconds. And you only have a 12-second cooldown. Of course, PL can remove this with his doppelganger, so he can purchase this, but still makes him a lot stronger throughout the entirety of the game. I just think this patch, I don't hate him as much.
No, he's a little bit more exciting. And, the final picks now from both Alliance and Birdie United. For the side of Alliance, we are still indeed waiting to see what we're imagining to be Pycat's hero now. Now, if they obviously are going to leave this final solo pick for the mid laner, who are you picking up against the DK?
I mean, they could still go for the... Oh, wow. Okay, they're going to go into Venomancer. I was going to say they could go into Lina if they want to again here, but I'm not 100% sure if they want to have the Lina Beastmaster again when they just lost the game off it. And Venomancer going to be the pickup. Could work quite well here. I can totally see it. The CM aura is very good for Venomancer. He can build a wall of wards, which handles the DK really well. Yeah. Because I was going to mention, DK mid is... when you said you could dual lane against him, the only good thing about that would be he can't push your tower so early. Because what he wants is that if the enemy mid hero leaves, DK takes your tier 1. He takes it really, really quickly. But with Venomancer, you can just shut down the mid lane. And DK is not going to be able to do his job. So instead, you might see the Venomancer take the tower down first.
So, well, the final pick is going to be a Chen, which is, of course, going to move the Earthshaker into the off-lane position. It's going to be Paris on the solo lane Earthshaker we're going to expect. And, of course, Minot's actually on the Chen. What was it?
No, come with me, Shaker. What? I want to see the come with me, Shaker. But yeah, I suppose that Minot's also really likes to play the Chen. I haven't seen him play the Chen that much, but I guess he has to be very comfortable with it if Come With Me is going to hand it over to him.
Absolutely. And so Alliance now with their lineup, do you think they'll try and run the PLCM and Dazzle aggressively, or will they keep that in a defensive position?
I expect them to be defensive and just send the Beastmaster off lane. They could, however, surprise me here. As, the drafts are very much a mind game here, and it really comes down to how you want to play. This PL set by Loda, it looks... the eyes, the lasers.
Laser eyes, indeed. Well, let's have a look. Let's see how it works out this game in the second game of the series. Alliance versus Birdie United. Of course, Birdie United taking away the first game from the Swedes. And, well, we'll get ourselves into this one. It's myself, ODPixel, and Wagger. And, well, on the side of the Alliance, we're going to have Mad on his Dazzle. It's going to be Pycat on the Veno, Ake on the CM. So, interesting enough, I was praising Ake's performance on the Dazzle. We're not actually seeing him on the Dazzle this time. Loda's going to be on the PL, and finally... Bulldog on his Beastmaster, and at the moment hanging around the bottom lane on the solo safe lane, so maybe running this one aggressive, Alliance.
Yeah, definitely it looks like it.
What are we seeing from the side of Burden?
Yeah, Burden United, we already saw them place one of their aggressive observer wards here, so very good vision. And they have a lane ward on top. Again, this is the second time they don't value rune vision at all, by the way. 2 games in a row, no rune ward. But we see Paris playing on the ES. We have Necroman playing on the Dragon Knight, Beaver Knight playing Gyrocopter this game, Minuts, as mentioned, on the Chen. And they run in here trying to find a kill. Fish are not really gonna cut it. They take over the boar. Yeah, kind of cute. Poor boar has to betray his master. And unmentioned, we have Come With Me, of course, playing the Witch Doctor.
And it looks like with that ward, obviously, being aware that it is this Beastmaster solo lane, so now taking their trialing away from the top and dodging the aggression of Alliance.
Yeah. I would say the good thing with the wards that Burden United plays is that they're really hard to deward. Like, it's kind of hard to predict where they have dropped their wards, and they were very sneaky when they dropped them as well. Quick TP here onto the mid lane by fucking Mad.
Yeah, indeed, getting himself away from that top lane, getting himself back in the action on the bottom. And
as soon as he saw the Shaker, he's like, that's not where I want to be. And he TPs away. Actually drops a ward that could be dewarded now immediately as it's already under a sentry. See if Minuts actually sees that though. He hasn't had vision on it yet.
Yeah, so Minuts, of course, in this position where he's going to be jungling up the enemy's jungle. And as you were saying, best thing to do when there's aggression coming out from the other side. And all the bouncers coming out. Come with me. He's getting pretty low. The homing missile might be what it needs to stop Mad from chasing it down. Mad has to back off. He might be the first to go down here.
He should sheer tank that. Oh, Bulldog just let him die, actually. But, okay. Dazzle did get the Witch Doctor dead, though. Or I should say, Bulldog kind of killed him there, running after and getting some right clicks. But now he dies as well.
Double kill for Sing Sing, a minute and a half in. I think they'll be, they won't mind that they lost themselves the Witch Doctor when they can find a double kill on your Gyro. That's a good start to Burden United, to say the least.
A very good start. And of course, he could maybe have saved his teammate there with the board, just sending it. Oh, some aggressive play here onto Necroman. He has bottle though. As soon as he gets away from the creeps here, he should be fine, I think. But yeah, I think he could maybe have saved his Dazzle there. Bulldog being a little bit ungrateful to Dazzle.
Man, he's going to spot Necroman out, pop down the poison touch, get a few right clicks in. Doesn't have any backup and needs to be careful as Minuts does rotating from the jungle. So now all things said and done and the lanes have kind of settled out, who do you think's who's getting more their own way in terms of the lanes? Who's happy?
I'm not sure the lanes are settled out as they could switch again quite a few times. Oh no, nice lucky bounce there over to fucking Matt again. And oh, he turns into the Chen as well. I think he might die here just because of that. If he kept running straight, he was probably dead anyway. He doesn't have boots and the Witch Doctor does. So.
I mean, this has got to be an issue. The fact that the Chen's in your jungle, you've sent Dazzle to deal with it, and Matt's, he's just not able to cope.
That's kind of the issue though. You sent Dazzle to deal with it. Like, you need to have Crystal Maiden just running in Frostbite creeps. That's the only way they can stop the Chen effectively. She is kind of doing that now by just farming the neutrals before they spawn. So that's going to help out a bit. And now one Wild Wind comes in trying to steal from her, but he can just kill that as well. Chen should be able to take over some other creep, but no creep to take over. So he's going to feed away 2 creeps to Aki here. Very nice farm for Crystal Maiden. That's a happy maiden. But as you said, the Chen in your jungle is never a good thing to have. You need to go out and address it with some of your supports. But Seam is a great hero.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, on the top lane, at least for the side of Alliance, Loader is going to have a pretty safe old time farming up against the Solar Shaker.
Yeah, he is. I think that's a pretty good lane for Loader. Bottom lane, though, is pretty disastrous for them. And we already see more aggression here. Very high damage on that Test of Fate. Holy shit. But yeah, they died pretty quickly there.
Yeah, 4 for 1 at the moment. Burden United, they're finding a lot of action, and a lot of action, of course, that's involving Sing Sing on the Gyrocopter. So he's got his phase boots. He's closing in on the money for his Aquila as well before the 4-minute mark. This is pretty much as strong as a start that the Gyro could wish for.
Yeah, it really is. That was, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna say the Gyrocopter has been finding like unreasonable kills or anything, but the kills that he's been finding, I feel could have been controlled by Alliance if they just didn't underestimate the Rocket Barrage. It's not even a high-level Rocket Barrage, but it still hurts so badly.
Loaded doppelganging forward there, stealing the haste rune. Now going to go for the kill here onto Necroman, and there's nothing that Necroman can do to stop this.
Yeah.
And Loader finds himself a nice kill there on the mid.
And a bottle refresh. I mean, bottle is really good on PL in general. Both Envy and Arteezy generally buy bottle when they play this hero as well. And it just gives you a lot. he's pretty strong of a fighter. Any hero with a haste rune is of course pretty terrifying, but when you have 80 damage per right click,
it's a lot of base damage.
Oh yeah, definitely is. Of course he has the poor man shield at least, but good recovery there for him at least. If they can win the mid lane with their Venomancer, that could be great. He went for poison build. I'm not sure if I like this build by Pika. I think maxing your Plague Ward and just, you know, really taking the tower mid early before the DK can take your tower would be stronger. Of course this is stronger for kills, there's no arguing that, but I think level 1 wards are really lackluster.
He's out so far, and there's going to be a wraparound from Minox. They'll find the Troll Trap into the Dragon Tail, and with the Hellbear Smasher there joining the fight, that is going to be Pycat going down and playing very aggressively there in the mid lane.
Yeah, really is. That's what you don't even have to do though if you have the wall of wards. You just sit back and put down a new ward every now and then. Like, you're very hard to gank. So nice opening there for Burden United. Good play by Minox to see this this chance. Of course the cast range on the end snare really helps securing this kill. And DK with his level 6 pop as well, he's gonna give some few right clicks here to the tower.
Gets himself in for the action, but still in terms of CS, top of the board at the moment is Sing Sing on the Jara, closely followed up by Loader, and of course in the mid lane, Pycat with a pretty big edge on Necroman's farm, 28 to 20 at the moment.
You would expect that one though. Like, there's no way you're gonna be out farming Veno as a DK mid unless you're getting a lot of help. Oh, speaking of help, he gets the Dragon Tail off before he gets Frostbitten here. He is gonna be fine for now. Necroman runs back in here. Poison damage is hurting him. He can't really TP out, and Loda is here again. Loda's like, screw that, I don't need top lane, I'm just gonna go and kill mid.
We'll be able to doppelganger that one out, but it's a 1-for-1 in the mid lane. Bottom lane, Sing Sing yet finding another kill onto Mad, and well, it's not okay, you know, that performance. I don't know, it doesn't seem to be working out for Mad in this game on Dazzle.
No, he's definitely struggling. Well, we said we wanted to see Ake on Dazzle, right? And they pick another Ake hero on the Crystal Maiden and give that over. But mids, wow, Pycat is gonna find a kill here. Loda was there as well, but Pycat might pay for his net with it, but I don't think so. Just outrun this.
We did see the Witch Doctor trying to move towards it, but the Poison Touch slow from Dazzle faded him off. Bottom lane, Beaver Knight is going for more Sing Sing. I think he gets it with a Rocket Barrage. It's a dominating kill streak on your Gyrocopter, 7 minutes in.
He sets up a lot of these kills for himself.
He's got enough money for Helmet Dominator as well now.
Yeah, he has to be careful. He has a lot of people behind him. Come with me. If Come With Me gets initiated on here and dies first, this could be really dangerous.
Yeah, Poison Touch and...
He does have a cast though. Oh,
and the
God.
heal as well. Buying them some time, it should be enough to get Beaver Knight out, and Come With Me. He's able to get himself
away. If they
away.
had mana on their Gyrocopter, they would have killed there, but he doesn't have any mana at all, so they can't do much more. A lot of right clicks being dealt here by Pycat, who doesn't have complete max. He didn't commit fully to the poison build. He's like going halfway either way, so he has realized that he needs the ward. Wall of wards now. Mid tower gets denied.
Very nice indeed. Loda's going to try and turn on Necromancer now with the Gale from Pycat. It looks like Dragon Knight could be in a bit of trouble. He pops the charges. He is still fairly tanky, but
he's dead. Yeah, a lot of magic damage.
Dead indeed. So, I mean, it was fortunate for Lights that they found that, because it was a little bit surprising. Obviously, we saw that rotation onto the bottom lane, and they don't find anyone there.
Yeah. I like how no one is top lane this game. Like, no one has been there last 4 minutes. Everyone is just fighting on mid and bottom, so there's a lot of action going down. Gonna run back to top lane now with the haste rune bottle up as well as Loda. Might even back here and just save the haste rune and use it to fight. Seems like he will do that. He could... he has some options what he wants to do here.
Now, at the moment, obviously, Loda on this PL has about 1,200 gold. Now, does he look to build straight into something like the Diffusal and look to fight, or are we imagining to see him pick up something like the Vlads or the Asher and focus on just getting those core items up before committing to the aggression?
I think Vlad is pretty fine, but I like the Diffusal as early as possible, because as soon as you have it, your illusions, they're just terrifying. They're really, really strong, and it increases your kill potential so much. So I would like to see him buy the Diffusal pretty straight up, but question is if you risk too much doing it. Even just called down by Gyro and the Flak Cannon is probably going to bring him down to like red HP, you know? So,
yeah, Necroman was trying to return to Loda, but Necroman's going to get raw. Beaver Knight is there with the cooldown. That is going to force Alliance back in. It looks like Necroman will be able to keep himself alive. Fisher is able to bring down Ake. Now Loda trapped up, will be able to doppelganger himself over the wall. Gale comes out, isn't going to quite touch Sing Sing, and Sing Sing will be able to get himself back under the tower. So Well, they find themselves a pick-off, and Burning United, they don't pay off any of their lives. And again, forcing a massive rotation from Alliance, which is buying space for both the Dragon
they're
and the
going
bottom
aggressive
lane.
here as well. They're trying to go in under, just setting it up slowly here, harassing with the Q from Phantom Master. TP out by Gyro. Just gonna leave Paris, who they did see not have a TP. Just gonna leave him under a tower here. Loda chasing after.
I think Paris
He's the only one going for this kill as well. He has some help coming now from Ake. Ake's like, oh, hey, Loda, how are you doing? He's gonna come here and right-click with you, help him out a little bit.
They finally get him. The hand of God does come out to buy him sometime, but Loda finds the kill there.
That was some cruelty, all that running for the poor Shaker.
Space creator maybe setting up a wraparound here as we see the side of Burning United heading up towards this top tower. They don't want to let this one go without a fight. Now with the wraparound onto Ake, he's going to head into the jungle. Come with me. He's heading straight for it. Has the backup of both the Chen and the Gyrocopter coming in towards this top lane as well. They're going to look for Ake. Ake doesn't have a TP for 20 seconds.
Jukes.
The Jukes indeed are real. The cooldown as well, but Ake's already out of there.
Ake is like, see you later, but then the rocket is on him as well. The Chen creep is coming closer, and Snare is just barely out of range. CM, how is she so fast?
They've got a death ward on Come With Me as well.
They
if he
really
wants to
want him,
commit
like,
this.
Ake.
Yeah. He's going to lay down the death ward
God, this is
potentially.
gonna be so terrible. Oh, they got him. Oh, maybe they get out with this.
I don't know, is Witch Doctor getting out? Is
this suddenly the Witch Doctor running instead of a CM?
He's popping out the restoration. He's got 2 points in it. It's doing a fair bit.
You're gonna need more than 2. You need like 10 points of it or something. It's not gonna work. But meanwhile, there's a lot of split pushing going on. Mid lane, DK is just ramming down the mid lane as well. And top tower for Dire is still very high on HP. So CM goes back to defend. Oh, some YOLO plays on that top lane.
There's a
I
lot
like
of
how
fighting.
Peel is actually the one just bringing this back with this non-stop fighting and his strong fighting build.
Oh, nice fissure onto turn with the Raw, the smashes onto Matt. He's going to be able to get the shallow grave out. There's been a Raw as they've been able to find Chen, both Pycat and
Shaker
Bulldog.
has to ulti. Have to be careful running close to him now.
Pycat with the ult indeed catching Beaver Knight, Paris, and of course the Dragon Knight Necroman. Looks like it's going to remain a 1-for-1 for the time being. Paris will just TP himself back out
It's a
to
TP
base.
bait. It's like, hey, come, run at me, I'm TPing out. But Dota not falling for it. He does cancel the TP out. No need to go to base really yet. So you have a Witch Doctor with multiple points in heal. He's pinging his buddy like, come back. But still the aggression keeps going here. And I love to see the fact that Loda is, you know, actually skilling up a lot on Doppelganger, at least getting 1 extra point. He has 1 point in stats that he put now. Up to level 8, he did spend every single skill point onto his skill instead of going too much into stats. Because getting lower cooldown on Doppelganger is massive. Like, it goes down to 10 seconds as opposed to being 25. And now he put 1 more point in Doppelganger as well. So he realizes how gamey this, you know, these early game fights are. You can just play a lot with this. Oh, he finds a DD rune. PL, one of the better carries for a DD rune as well. Despite your illusions not benefiting from it, you just have so much base damage. And Yasha, of course, counts as base damage, even though it gives you agility. Work off the DD rune. So not really Diffusal Rush. Yasha farms slightly faster than Diffusal Rush would. Arguably, Vladimir's could farm even faster, but not necessarily. When you have a bottle, you already regen quite a bit with that. And he has the CMR as well, so he doesn't really need more mana. It's only potentially the HP that he needs, but even then, Dazzle could be around with his high-level Shadow Wave. So just trying to farm up as fast as possible.
I mean, at the moment, obviously 13.5 minutes in, Burden United with the kill advantage, but it certainly feels very even.
Yeah, and this could stay that way as well, because last game it was pretty clear-cut. We said that if...
He's trying to do his best here, but I think he's going to be in a bit of trouble.
He's not going to live. And we also see the bird revealing here. Now gets taken over, actually, by Chen. But it was revealing the Chen in the enemy secret shop. But yeah, last game we saw a very clear cut, like, oh, if it goes to late game, there's no doubt that Radiant is gonna win. But in this game, it's not the same, I feel. PL does become a pretty unstoppable force, but at the same time, DK is super tanky. And all of the damage that PL brings is pretty much physical at late game. Even his mana burn from the Diffusal is physical damage. So DK tanks quite well against it. Yes, handles PL really well. And you have a Gyrocopter on top of that, so both teams could bring this later on in the game. And you kind of have a lot of supporty heroes in Alliance, Venomancer, CM, as well as Dazzle.
Okay. Getting caught out and blown up there. Mad, he might go down here as well as Necroman comes with a wraparound. That's going to be both of the supports down on the side of Alliance. And off the back of that, they could lose some a tier 2 in the mid lane here, potentially, if they want to push here. But
yeah, it could be. Top lane is also being shoved by Beaver Knights against this Beastmaster. But yeah, mid seems to be the target here. They have the DK, they have the Chen. No reason not to go for this. Even have the little Illusion Dragons here helping out. Token Dragons. And I like the build that DK went for as well. Just the drums. This is pretty standard. Dredge drums, bottle, magic wand. Get as tanky as possible early on. And that little bit of movement speed helps out quite a bit.
looks like they're going to back up. The fortification did come out, and they're just going to keep themselves out of the lane for the time being. Alliance coming out, trying to hunt it out. Mad leading the way here into the jungle. But the side of Burden United, they're going to head themselves into the pit, and they're going to look to take Roche. And with a little bit of
Birds
time
should scout this out, though. It's already on the way as well. They do Fissure it, so that's pretty much like scouting it. All they don't know is the HP of Roshan. If Alliance really want to take this, though, fighting in the pit seems very unfavorable. Yeah, I don't think they're going to go for this. Like, they don't really have a hero that jumps in. Like, there's no Magnus or Shaker or something like that on the Alliance side. They kind of need the more, you know, skirmish kind of fights, not the straight-on, head-on fights. Burden United much stronger.
Deep Roshan goes down. Aegis is going to be into the hands of Sing Sing, and straight away up to the top lane, we're going to see Necroman TP back. Loader might look for it. Necroman, he's okay. The Dazzle ult's now worn off. He's fine in terms of armor. Obviously, with the max points in Dragon Blood, going to be very hard for someone like PR to take down on his own at the moment. And a smoke up from Alliance, maybe seeing if they can force some kind of action on the top lane.
Yeah, they do smoke up. Of course, when the enemy have Aegis and Chen on their side, also Blink Dagger right now being finished up by Shaker, it's very dangerous to just sit back because the enemy will pressure you, and they're going top, landing the gank, getting the roar on,
Everything,
yeah,
but Necro's still alive! He's actually, there's a Voodoo Restoration and a Glimmer Cape! They don't even kill him!
He's glimmering, boys!
Okay, he'll go down, and I mean, they throw everything at Burden United, and it does nothing.
Need to throw more.
they need a sick hero.
Well, it is a DK. That's like his one real, you know, primary aspect is that he's super tanky. Even without the BKB there, living for so long, really clutch that they had the Glimmer Cape onto the Witch Doctor, coming in and saving him, and the Chen heal. Seemed to heal him a lot. I think he had a 15 Magic Wand as well. Must have been, because he got so much HP in the burst there.
They really did. They're going to get a tier 2 off the back of this. This is going to be the first tier 2 off the map, 17.5 minutes in, but
that's almost worse actually than sitting back, because now you used all your spells and then the enemy's pushing with their Aegis, so you don't even have the option of defending. And Venomancer trying to build a wall of wards on the Radiant here top tower. They need to start preparing for the next, like, you need to be there so far in advance as Venomancer. It's one of the downside for him. It takes forever to set up the wall.
Loader at the moment still just trying to find his farm with Vlad's on top of the Yasha. Definitely going for that farm-orientated build, not looking to fight, trying to look to dodge them, but at the same time, when Burden United are being as aggressive as they are, you kind of need to turn up because, I mean, your Venom Beast and CM and Dazzle, they can't take a fight on their own.
Sooner or later, you're going to need to have that Diffusal Blade for sure. And this build that it goes, it kind of aims to prevent what he's doing right now, which is backing to base. When you have the CM, the Vlads, and the bottle, you really want to stay on the map all the time and farming, never running back and having downtime like this. But it just goes to show that they don't have control of the map. He didn't know if he can go for the bottom rune. Pretty much he knew they couldn't because Burden United rotated there. And I guess forced to be a little bit less efficient here.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, this series, we've seen a very strong performance from Burden United, and proving obviously this is the first series that they're actually having in league play, and it's looking very good for them from the off. They're really bringing their A game this series.
Yeah, really. It's fun to see how popular Chen is in this patch. He's really strong. A lot of people are just using it to great potential. Linuts has been playing a solid Chen in this game, being involved in 8 kills and pushing towers really well as well.
Well,
And the heals.
Our Alliance going to be able to stop this. I mean, the army's coming in from the side of Bird
Oh,
United.
you fight high ground. There's no other way. And you can already tell by Pycat and his way he's preparing the wall on the high ground. But I think they could potentially just go up here, kill the Venomancer wards, and keep pushing, which is what they're gonna do. Don't ignore the Venom wards when you push here. Like, do actually go for them, like Sing Sing is doing now. Just killing them off because they're actually pestering you a lot in a push.
Right, here we go, straight up to the high ground. We've seen Dazafra the other be a Fisher flying through from Paris, but Alliance just kind of going, well, who's going to go in first? Who's going to initiate? And
yeah.
I mean, there's going to be an ult for the sideline from Pycat. I don't think it actually caught anyone. It caught the creeps. That was about
gone.
it.
This is not great.
I think Pycat's gone as well. And there's going to be a homing missile flying through. He'll turn around with the Gale. But Bird United, they're just going to work here onto the racks here in the mid lane. Fortification will come out. Beastmaster setting out the level 2 Necro units, but they just don't care the side of Bird, and they stand their ground. They are going to smoke up, and Paris will back himself out, maybe looking for a blink initiation. Has the Echo Slam available here. And that's going to be the many racks in the mid lane down, and well, Bird United are going to be very happy
doesn't
with
even
that.
have a TP. What? Okay. Well, they could maybe even have kept forcing even more if they wanted to. The 10 cubes kind of died there, though. But Loda was top with no TP, and the courier was all the way in base as well. So I guess he knew they don't want to take that fight at all. They couldn't really win it anyway, so it's fine not to have the TP there. But seeing that he doesn't have a TP, I think Bird United might have wanted to keep, at least get the range racks mid as well.
The problem is as well, I mean, Alliance's draft, in terms of playing from a back foot, it's not great, is it?
No, not really. As I said, they have a lot of supporty heroes. What I mean is just that they have a Venomancer, which is sort of not the most stable core if you go into late game. What it brings, though, is good domination on the lane and normally takes towers early on and, you know, controls the game a bit. If it goes for the early Aghanims as well, you can maybe have it before minute 20 and so on. He's building it still, and he will have it soon. He's about 800 gold away from it. But at this stage, he's just not bringing that much to the table. Even the Venom wards, he couldn't stop anything there when they pushed high ground mid. It was so decisive.
I mean, we are seeing, of course, Pycat. He's looking for that Aghanims. He's only about 800 gold away from it. Let's have a look at Sing Sing's farm on the Jari. He had a lot of money after that fight, and he still does. He's got 3.6k gold in the bank. What do you reckon he's thinking about picking up here?
Well, there are many choices, I guess, but in this game you kind of have to go BKB. Like, there's so much magic damage, you really, really need to. You could, of course, go into damage if you want to. The MKB wouldn't be terrible, but you just want to secure that you can push high ground, right? That's all you want. So making sure that CM is not going to solo kill you or something, because that's fully possible. If CM gets off a good ulti, it doesn't matter. She does need to get level 2 on the ulti at least, but I think you need to get the BKB on Gyro here. If you have it on DK and Gyro, you just force high ground. And of course, Silver's Edge is going to be the item for Necroman here. I think Shadow Blade is vital if you're going to play DK in this patch. Without it, you're just too predictable, too stale, and doesn't actually offer much. But the Shadow Blade allows for some ganks and some good pickoffs. Also, Silver's Edge brings quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, so 225 bonus damage with the hit, and of course, taking off the passive abilities, slightly noticeable.
In this game,
I guess the PL, you know, stopping him from illusions,
yeah,
but
stopping him from running as well.
Yeah.
Well, it's not
little things.
Not a massive thing, as he can just W out of it afterwards. It's more that they cannot fight back and deal a lot of damage immediately.
Here we go. Necroman actually not getting the Dragon Tail off to control Loader onto the cooldown, and there's going to be a roar onto the Dragon Knight. Beaver Knight, Sing Sing leading his way in here with the flat cannon, with the rocket barrage. There's going to be a missile to stop the TP out from Ake. His extra fish actually came through first, sorry. But that is Ake down, and the rest of Alliance just looking to get themselves the hell out of there. And that seems to be the problem. When they try and go aggressive, Bird United just shut them straight down.
Definitely. And they do have the BKB now and Gyrocopter as well, which, you know, like, you can argue both ways that it's not a great item, it's not a terrible item in this game because of the Dazzle not really caring that much and Beastmaster still being able to shut you down. But it's kind of hard, even on a Ward BKB Gyrocopter in this game, it's kind of hard to go on him and kill him. Like, the mana break doesn't work anymore from the Diffusal. You can't do that much damage in a burst. And speaking of Diffusal, it's just being finished by Loda now. Might not even have it for this push. You should probably sell his bottle. Like, just run back and sell the bottle and have it. Because he definitely needs Diffusal straight away. I don't think he can farm it before they arrive.
Pycat backs up to base. He is just short of the money for the Aghanim Scepter now, just under about 40 gold to go. So he's almost certainly going to have that for when the high ground push comes in. And I mean, yeah, Aghanim's ult, it's no laughing matter. I mean, the side of Burden, they do have Voodoo Restoration. They've got a hand, they've got all the heals though to deal with it, and it kind of ensures the fact that no one's going to die from the Venom's magical output damage.
Yeah, true. They also managed to force them from high ground pushing here. Venomancer just pressuring bottom a lot, forcing Beaver Knight to TP down bottom. Same thing gonna take the farm down here. And just good play by Alliance right now, despite being so far behind, they're holding on. They are 1 melee racks down, but they can still deal with that if they manage to take a good team fight next fight. But I expect it will be terribly difficult. 4 staff and Blink on Shaker. You have so much resources in general. There's even being Vladimir's purchased soon by Chen. This is a very tough spot. Luckily, no Aghanims on Witch Doctor yet, but he's farming very actively to try and get it. Lola gonna go for the attempt kill. TP out straight away. Yeah.
And the slow damage is not gonna quite be there.
Good reaction there, no hesitation at all. Just TP out. That's the only way you could possibly live. And as long as there's no Beastmaster around, you should be getting away.
Bottom lane, Pycat just trying to stop this push coming in. There's going to be the TP back as well from Loader. Bulldog's there as well. They will be able to stop the aggression for the time being from the side of Burden United.
Yeah. He's pretty underfarmed in this Beastmaster. He has less net worth than the enemy Witch Doctor at this point. He doesn't have the Blink, he doesn't have the Travels. At this time, last game, he actually had both of those items on top of his current. But it's a tougher game, and Chen has been, like, the Chen, I'm not gonna say Chen alone, but just the Chen Witch Doctor pressure on every lane, and DK as well, of course, has been very high. The fact that they lost the bottom lane so hard, they died a lot of times to Sing Sing. Got so many kills out of that lane.
Yeah, really. I mean, looking at the fact, obviously, 16-8, it certainly does feel like at the moment it's Burden United's game to lose, but with regards to the PL, are they still on a timer here, or are they pretty comfortable?
I mean, you're comfortable bringing this as late as possible. Right now, you're so weak in comparison to Burden United. Like, the longer the game goes, the happier you get. I'm not saying that Burden United get weaker later on, but in comparison to right now, it's going to be better and better. So you're just trying to split the enemy still. Bulldog pushing a little bit on bottom lane, and then just running back again. Fisher killing the bird. How does that even work?
We're going to see them head around the Roshan pit here as the side of Burden United, they're aware it's up, but also, of course, Loaded there from the high ground knows that Burden United are seriously considering committing to the Roshan, and they will do so indeed. And the question is, Alliance going to be able to get themselves in a position to contest this soon enough?
No, I don't think so. No way to contest Roshan. They're just trying to prepare for the inevitable high ground push, and they do have the Aghanims now on Venomancer, so they always have more damage, at least in this next fight. Much more damage than without the Aghanims. See if they can get tanky enough. They kind of want the meta style before the high ground push comes around. It's a very big difference for a PL, but I don't think they can get it. Like right now, Roshan falls. They kind of have to prepare on mid. Just pressure mid right now, because top, there's nothing to get. If they run top with the entire Radiant, there's just going to be a pressure on bottom, and the high ground is forced. The only way you're going to keep Burden United from pushing right now is by going mid. No one's doing it.
Yeah, Jesus, you said the full side of Burden United here committing for this bottom lane.
Yeah. Obviously, they can get to the enemy tier 3 as well, but they're so far away. Like, look at where Loda is right now. He has to bring the creep wave all the way from there over to the Dire base. Maybe he could force them, but still, I don't think it's in time. Like, if he pressured mid, maybe they could have gotten like 2 towers out of it. With that extra surge of money, he could maybe have finished up some items for his team.
Pycat starting to lay down the wards here, preparing himself for the push here from the side of Burden United. They're going to be ready to lead in and go for it, and maybe see if they can take another set of racks, or at least do a serious amount of damage to it. As the farm comes in, they start to push onto the tier 3. Mech is popped. They're just going to stand the ground. Fortification will come out now from the side.
Oh, Loda doesn't have a TP again. Wow. So there's no choice to defend. So they just have to let the base slowly fall. This is so awkward, Loda. Please.
Yeah, that's
Please, like, well,
tier 3 down.
I mean, Venom ulti was used. They're trying to slow down the push a lot, but the Witch Doctor heal, along with the Chen heals now, they're not really stopping this push. And now Loda has to run across the entire base Yeah, I mean, he does have a haste, but you're not Superman.
No, and by the time you got it, you've lost the second set of melee racks, and why didn't he have a TP, Wagger?
I mean, that's just a bad mistake. So.
Oh, look at this cooldown onto 4. I think they're all dying here. There's 2, 3, 4 down. And Loader, he's turned up, but he's got no friends.
Yeah, his team is dead. I don't know what to say. He's way too late to this. He could have ran with the haste rune much sooner, maybe, but even then, like, there's still Aegis on the gyrocopter. The pressure's here. Everyone's full HP because the Witch Doctor heal. I feel this is just a massive mistake.
They're going to try and go in onto Necroman here, but he's going to be able to get himself out. There is a sentry down, but Paris is there with his defense, and in fact, the entire team of Burn United ready to protect Necroman. They're looking for Loader. He's already doppelgangered out. There's your test of faith coming down. They do have the damage. Sing Sing on a monster kill streak. There'll be a buyback straight away from Loader. They've got everyone apart from Bulldog up. Can they look to fight this? Going in with the Spirit Lance, but come with me. Oh, there's your Echo Slam onto Loader. He might go down here. He will go down here. GG is called in.
Nice play, Paris, just jumping in, but that's...
What? That was not... It was not Alliance's day today.
That was not even the first time he split pushed without a TP, though.
Yeah.
Like, this is some C9 level shit, you know, like, this...
EE? Is that you?
I don't know. This was a very weird loss to me. Like, all this time waiting for the one high ground defense where they have the Venomancer ulti, they have, you know, Beastmaster on high level. They had all the tools to finally try and take a fight. Sure, it was going to be hard no matter what, but you don't have to, you know, not be there with your highest farming hero that's going to kill the enemy team. I don't know. I'm pretty much done flaming. I already said it's bad. He knows it's bad. We know it's bad. But I feel they were losing a lot already before that, so maybe the TP didn't matter that much. Yeah,
I think, as you said, as a whole, Alliance looking a bit rough there. I mean, I don't know if it was Caster's Curse I was saying this morning. Great support, Ake and Matt doing fantastic in that game. It wasn't their game. I mean, CM and Dazzle, they did die a lot at the start.
They got pretty handled, and it was not just that the enemy supports played better as well. It was more like the gyrocopter from Sing Sing brought a lot of extra damage, and they managed to outplay on the lane. I feel like Burden United just came in much better prepared. Their teamwork was much better. So well played by Burden, 2-0.
Yeah, really impressive stuff from Burden. I mean, taking down Alliance, who have been doing very well in the league so far. They're second on the board at the moment. Yeah. And if you're able to take down them, well, things are looking up for Burden.
It's a great start, because this was their first series.
Yeah, first series.
So going in 2-0 against the guys who are second on the league ranking right now. And great start, definitely. And for Alliance, it kind of sucks as well. Losing a game and then knowing you have to play another in the same series or in the same league straight away afterwards.
And against NIP, who arguably are seen to be the harder.
Exactly. They're, you know, in general, compared stronger than Burden United for sure. So we'll see. But as previously mentioned, NIP has shown some weakness lately as well. So we'll see how that goes up. But Alliance, they really need to recharge and, you know, quickly reset for this. Yeah, they do indeed, and buy a TP. Several TPs. Just carry 3 TPs so that
then you'll be safe. Then you'll be safe.
You know, maybe a support should give him a TP.
Yes. Mad, okay, we're counting on you. But indeed, as you said, NIP versus Alliance is going to be coming up next. It's going to be a 2-game series, of course, as well, and the league play. But that is it for this first series from myself and Wagger. I'm going to be sending Wagger over to the sofas. He's going to be giving you some insight and analysis. But first of all, let's change over to some commercials. We'll see you guys later.